Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, president of Lincoln Lending Group and 813 Mortgage for 20 years right here in Tampa Bay. Joined by his incredible co-hosts, Roza and Senia Akishina, top producing real estate agents with Mahara and Associates. These three bring nearly 5 decades of experience in the local real estate market. If you're looking for real estate or business advice, no matter what your experience level, the Business Happy Hour team has been there for you for almost a decade right here on News Radio WFLA. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious real estate and business talk with 3 of Tampa Bay's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank.
Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. I am your host, Frank the Bank Cotto. You can find Frank the Bank Cotto on Instagram and probably just Frank Cotto on Facebook. I don't know. And check out my MySpace page if you're using a courier pigeon. That's how you'll find it. Hey, Roza. Good morning.
Frank.
I'm having too much fun.
Hey, Tampa Bay.
Hey.
He doesn't actually have a MySpace, of course. So
No.
don't question that.
No, I really do not have a MySpace page, but if I had one, I probably wouldn't know what to do with it either way.
You wouldn't know how to work Instagram, I don't think, or Facebook.
Listen, I don't think I know how to work Instagram as it is, so I'm not really sure.
We're looking for Instagram experts.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, hey, you know what? That could be a great guest on the radio show.
Yes. So if we can find one, please
Yes.
reach out to us.
If you are an Instagram expert, we need you to, why don't they just text us? Should we do that?
They can text us.
Yeah. All right. How about 813-765-1239? That's 765-1239. Or you can text Roza if you think she's a better person to text. Go ahead.
You can text me at 727-608-6235.
All right, there we go. 6235. Guys, text us if you are an Instagram expert and you think you can bring something to the show. We will pimp your show. We will pimp your business right here on our show and try to make things awesome for you if you can make things even more awesome for us. Hey, Rose, a quick question, technical difficulty here. Is my image on the Instagram pretty dark?
Yeah.
does
Is it
seem
your
dark,
lighting
right?
over there? I think
It is the lighting.
as
We have
bright.
our lighting set up strangely today in the studio. I don't know. I'm over here like looking at it and be like, why am I so dark on here? But anyway, it's all right. We're having a good time. Today's going to be a great show. Senia is actually on vacation. What is she doing? Where is she on vacation as I change the lighting?
I think she's in Los Angeles, and she is. Frank is working on the lighting. She's in Los Angeles, and she's with her daughter. I think whoa. Now we have light in here.
Let
Good job,
there be
Frank.
light.
Hey, actually, one of my friends who is a local artist, she just reached out and she's an entrepreneur, and she said she would like to join us next week if we have an opening spot to speak. So
What kind of art does she do?
she does really cool. It's like 3D sonogram art.
Ooh.
And then I commissioned her for a piece for a friend that's like comic blocks for women.
Okay.
And like different things like that. But yeah.
I would love to have her on. I'll check our schedule while we're hanging out here. I will save my sonogram horror story for when your friend comes on, so we can have a really good story to talk to her about, because I had a very interesting experience going to a 3D, actually a 5D.
5D.
Ultrasound. I don't even know what 5D is. It's like I'm in another dimension. But we went on this, and yeah, let's just say it did not end up going as planned.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that for now. But so yeah, let's what's her name? Let's tell everybody that she's going to be on next
So
week.
Heather Tapia, and I've known her 20 plus years maybe. She's known me since I was a little girl, and she is the sweetest. I love her to death. And they own a beautiful home in Pinellas County. They've been there for many years. So
I'm putting her down now. Heather Tapia, artist, and 3D ultrasound. So, guys, that's going to be really good. You have to tune in next week and can check us out every week now on Instagram and every once in a while Facebook when we feel like putting up another camera. But check us out every Tuesday.
Tuesday, 12 to 1.
There you go.
And then
12
we're
to
on
1.
the air. We actually are aired on Sunday mornings at 5 a.m.
That is correct.
Yep.
5 to 6 a.m. bright and early, right when Ryan Gorman likes to start on the weekdays. Look at this behind me. The Ryan Gorman Show. The reason I talk about that is because Ryan and I have partnered up with ReverseGuru.com, and we are really trying to push the reverse mortgage thing in the Tampa Bay area, because we're firm believers that it is such a helpful product for senior citizens. Really, anybody over 62, and in reality, you can do it. Anybody over 55 can now get a reverse mortgage through a conventional loan, and it's a government loan. It's a very protected loan. So Ryan and I are doing some things together, some commercials and some educational things, and we really just want to get the word out there.
Yeah, I have a scenario actually for you for this reverse mortgage.
Oh, do you? A scenario? Well, guys, I guess we're going to get right into the scenario of the reverse mortgage.
We're going to jump into it.
What is
So
it?
I've got a friend who their grandparents are trying to sell their condo, and they're having a hard time because of the condo market right now. But they need enough money from that sale in order to buy the next house. And I'm
Okay.
like, well, what about a reverse mortgage? Maybe that might be something to consider, because if they need to drop their price but still profit some money, right? Could that
Right.
work for your reverse mortgage scenario?
So their hurdle is that they need the money from the sale to buy the other home.
Mm-hmm.
And the intention would be sell the old one, move into the new one, take the money from that, move it over, right?
Yep.
So a reverse mortgage, could it help the situation? No.
No. No.
No, it's okay. Well, I'm trying to like put my reverse mortgage hat on with my brain went down another pathway, because when I hear somebody, Rosa, has a problem where they need the money from the existing house to buy another one, there's usually two problems that are involved with that. And actually we have a solution. So I'll tell everybody right now, we do have a solution for this. It might not be a reverse mortgage, but I love how this girl thinks. So here's the two problems is A, you need the money, right? B, you have two mortgage payments. So some people are like, oh, well, that's going to suck, but I could afford it. Well, but you might not qualify when it comes to the bank, right? The lender might say, no, you cannot actually qualify in your debt ratio to have two mortgage payments at the exact same time. So the product that we have, we call it buy before you sell. It is exactly for the scenario you're talking about. It is follow me on this, all right? So let's use some. Do you know the math by chance? Do you know what they owe on the other house?
I
And
think
what
it's
they're buying?
around 60,000,
Oh gosh, that's good.
and they're trying to sell it for around 295.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great scenario. So here's what we're gonna do. So they're gonna sell it, let's say, for $300,000. Okay, this product will give them up to 75% of the value of their home minus what they owe to use for the purchase of the other property. Right. So following me on that, if it's worth $300,000, 75% of $300,000 is $225,000, and they owe 60. So we're going to take 225 is what we could give them minus 60. Oh gosh, I do my math brain. That's going to come out to 260,000. I think I did that right.
You
right?
said 225,000
minus 60.
60,000.
Is that right? It comes out to 100 and. This is terrible. I'm the mathematician over here. I'm not thinking. Do anybody using their calculator?
Yeah,
It's pretty.
just use our
It's honestly.
calculator.
It's to 65.
Okay.
It's 165. Sorry, 165.
165.
So we can give them. Oh, this is terrible. So we can give. So embarrassing. We can give them $165,000. Right.
Okay.
They can use it to buy the new home. They can use it to fix up the one you're selling. They can technically use it even to do some things on the one they're buying. But the key, you're hearing me, right? The key is we're giving them the 165, and here's where the big part is. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm not an accountant. Thanks, Jim. That's our Facebook posting on there. So we're going to give them to them on an interest-free, payment-free loan.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no payment on it. There's no interest on it. And here's the best part. We're going to solve the other problem, because remember I said there's two problems. Problem number one, you need the money. Problem number two, you have a payment counting against you. We're not going to count that other payment against them. Not only is there no payment on that second mortgage we're going to give them, we're not counting that payment on the $60,000 they're already paying. So that solves the problem on getting your friends into the house.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once they are into the house, because remember, you got to get that money, right, to get into the house, then we can do a reverse mortgage.
Okay.
Right? And the benefits of the reverse mortgage would kick in at that point, which we could start talking about now, or we could wait to the break, whatever you want to do.
We can talk about it now.
Oh, okay. Questions?
Okay. So, I hear a lot of people losing their homes when you do reverse mortgages, and I know you touched on it last week a little bit, but if you could go back over that and explain it to us.
Okay, yeah. So I always joke with people, if you go into a room of 100 people and you say, hey, who knows a bad thing about a reverse mortgage? Literally the entire room raises their hand, right? Here's the problem. Prior to 2014, people really did lose their homes. Right, it's true, Rosa. Is people would get a reverse mortgage, and what would happen is a lot of times in families, you get a husband and wife, and they put the mortgage only in one of their names, right? And then if something happens to that individual, let's say they go on to heaven first, then the other one's left with the house. Well, if the house doesn't have enough equity in it, then it's very possible that the person left could lose that home because there's no equity. They can't refinance the reverse mortgage or whatever mortgage they're in. So they're left with no choice but the bank takes the home they get foreclosed on. Here's the beauty of this. In 2014, all of that changed. All right. In 2014, you do not lose your home. HUD went in, it's a government program, and they said, nope, listen, that people are losing their homes. We cannot have senior citizens losing their homes. This is bad for business for everybody. So what we're going to do is we are going to say that both of them have to be on the mortgage now. Both of them have to be on the mortgage. So that way, if one goes before the other one gets to keep all the benefits of the reverse mortgage, which is no payment for the rest of your life, a monthly payment coming to you potentially for the rest of your life, any cash out you've been given, and any access to an equity line on your house you've been given. So the reverse mortgage product has been fixed. It will not happen again. I will promise you that nobody will lose their home ever again in a reverse mortgage. It absolutely cannot happen. When we get back from the break, we can talk more details, but the other things we're going to want to discuss with Rosa, since Rosa's a realtor, and you can find her at
TheRealDealTampa.com.
I love it. She's always ready for that. TheRealDealTampa.com. You can find Rosa if you want any real estate advice. We're going to be talking about rates. And we're going to be doing some scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to talk about what are some first-time home buyer prices right now, and what kind of payment are you going to have, and how much money do you need to get into a house?
Yes.
I really think those are the questions everybody wants to know.
That's important.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And guys, the good news is rates are...
They are 5.99. They're in the high fives.
Oh, she said rates. That's right. Rates are down. I was just going to be happy if she said down, but she actually said the rate. We're going to Google the rates when we get back here on the break. We're going to tell you what Google's telling you, and we're going to tell you what we just locked here at Lincoln Lending Group. You can go to contactfrankthebank.com or reverseguru.com anytime, contactfrankthebank.com or reverseguru.com. Or if you would just like to talk real estate, you're going to go to
TheRealDealTampa.com.
That's right. We'll be back in just a minute with Rosa and Frank. Stay tuned. All right, Facebook and Instagram, thanks for chiming in. I turned the lights on brighter than the sun, and I'm still dark.
It was like, whoa.
Did you see this?
I wonder, there's something going on.
Is it like my screen? What is going on? Let's do this button.
I wonder if it's just doing it
Nope.
now. Oh.
We don't want to hit that button again. Oh, there, Frank's back. I don't know. This lighting is crazy. But Jason, we are ready when you are, sir, so don't feel like you have to wait for us. We're just going to go live again as soon as you tell us we're going live.
Now we're back with some serious real estate and business talk with three of Tampa Bay's top experts. Your host of the Business Happy Hour, Frank the Bank Cotto, Rosa Fahidi, and Senia Akishna.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. I'm your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, in with my amazing co-host, Rosa Fahidi.
Hey, Tampa Bay.
She's only bought 4 homes, and she is like 20 years old.
29.
Well, who's counting?
No one. Yeah, right?
No,
We shouldn't
right?
count.
No.
Just stay young forever. That's my advice.
29 and you have bought 4 homes.
Yeah.
You still own a couple of them?
Mm-hmm. I have 2.
This is crazy. What's going on with the world here?
I don't know, but I want to buy some more. So
You should buy some more.
I think it's a great investment.
You know when I think is the best time to buy?
When?
Right freaking now.
Yeah.
Right?
Honestly, it's a great opportunity right now to buy.
Let's talk about that. Matter of fact, I'm going to Google. We talked about it in the break. Listen, Rosa and I, she sells real estate. I handle mortgage financing, right? We want your business.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do business and sell homes and make money with you, right?
We also want to educate you and inform you and help you to invest in yourselves now, but also in your future selves.
Thank you. And so my point to this is we're not going to lie to you. Yes, we are businessmen. Yes, our job is to do this, but we are going to inform, we're going to educate, we're going to advise. And today we're going to educate the crap out of you, okay? Because the biggest hurdle, I think, Rosa, for people buying homes right now is what?
Their rates?
Rates.
Yeah.
It's rates.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many people who want to buy, but they already have a house and they're sitting with a great rate.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to take a higher payment or higher rate, right?
I think also people are just nervous because they can't predict what the future market is, but we never can.
No.
So why wait?
But you know what we can predict right now? The truth. We can not predict the truth. We can tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We can tell people what's really going on. So I'm going to start with Google. I'm literally on. Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I'm on Google here. You got to go to Google because that's where the world goes. Google.com. All right, here we go. Typing it in. Now it's going to bring me to this thing called Google. And now on the little search button, I'm going to, by the way, it's bland today. They don't have anything cool on Google today. Don't you like how they changed the little thing?
And there's no holiday or anything that we're celebrating.
No, that's a good point. There's no holidays. Well, it should be a holiday. It should be our president survived an assassination attempt holiday.
Yes.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
We'll get on that in the end. Let's talk real estate now. At the very end, we will maybe say a few words about that because that, I don't know about you, Rosa, but I bet you remember where you were when it happened.
Yes. Yeah.
She was
a
like,
few
I have to
days
think
ago.
about that.
Well,
It was a few
I've
days
been
ago.
super busy, so.
Well, it's just like one of those things. These events happen in our lifetimes. Very, like September 11th.
Yeah. You'll never forget.
You'll never forget that. And I'll never forget, where I was and seeing this happen and be like, our world could have changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, and that's a question we'll ponder at the end. What would have been different had that shot been a centimeter over?
Mm-hmm.
Our world could be completely different right now, which sad, but true. But let's talk about rates. Here we go. We're on Google. Ready? Google. I'm going to put in 30-year. Oh, look, it comes right up. 30-year mortgage rates. It's like the first. I didn't even type in the word mortgage. All right. Google is telling us that for a 30-year fixed conventional rate, you're at 7.532. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Right. You know it's a lie,
Yes,
right?
that is a lie.
So we'll focus on the FHA and VA because that's the one I think that you were just mentioning just a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are using FHA and VA because if you're a veteran, you put down 0, right? Rosa can get the seller to cover all your closing costs, but you have to go to a website to meet her first.
TheRealDealTampa.com.
That's the only place to go. And you have to fill out an application. You got to go to contactfrankthebank.com so I can give you a call. But once you do all that, we're going to talk real rates. And today it says the 30-year fixed FHA and VA is 7.013 and 7.052. Well, Rosa, what did you just hear recently the government rates were?
5.99%.
Right. And that is a damn good rate. So wherever you heard that was a good lender with good, strong rates. Hopefully it was Lincoln Lending Group. Hopefully.
By the way, Frank,
Yes.
for people to get the current rates,
Yeah.
should they go to your website or how can they?
Great
What's a good
point.
resource?
Well, so I like to actually have my team personally talk to you. So that's why I tell you to go to contactfrankthebank.com because it will literally send us a request and then we'll reach out to you directly. But you are welcome just to go to 813mortgage.com.
Okay.
If you do that, you can fill out an application right now and move forward with it. It's totally good with me. And if you want to reverse mortgage, thank you, Rosa, reverseguru.com is where you get all your information. But here's the point, is this rate. Google is telling you 7, but Rosa, being a realtor in the market, knows that the rates are 5.99. Rosa, what would you say if I told you that we locked yesterday, Monday, we locked 5.75, 30 fixed VA, right?
I'm telling you, call Frank if that's the case.
Well, everybody's over there. Yeah, this guy, he's just charging him a bunch of points. The truth of the matter is that came with a 0.5 point discount fee.
Wow.
What is a 0.5 point for those people to know? Do you understand how that works?
So a point is a percentage.
Right.
And so that would be a 0.5 percentage
Of?
and of
What you borrow?
the amount that you're borrowing.
The loan amount.
The loan amount.
Yep. So like a realtor world, a point is based on the purchase price, right?
Okay.
So if the realtor's charging, they don't say points, but they say 3%, right? If they're charging a commission of 1%, they're charging 1% of the purchase price. In finance world, it is based on the loan amount. So if a point is 1% of the loan amount, what's an average price right now? An average first-time home buyer price?
That's a good question,
Yeah.
Frank. I do not know the answer to that,
That's
but
okay.
if I had to guess, I would say maybe around 450,000.
Right. And what area do you think you find something for 450? Is it everywhere around here?
I think Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, definitely Pasco.
Oh, for sure. But I would agree with you 100%. I think Hillsborough and Pinellas County, definitely you're going to find something in the 4 to 450 range that you would probably consider like a 3.2 or something like that.
Yeah, I think some maybe a 4. I'm looking at one for someone that's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, but it needs a lot of work, but
Right.
it is around that 450.
Okay, so let's do some real math. Actually, we got a minute and 30 seconds. Tell you what, we're going to talk the rate, and when we get back, guys, we want you to stay tuned because Rosa and I are going to do a real scenario. We're going to figure out what is a house. Matter of fact, Rosa's going to pull up. Do you have a listing?
I
got
can get
pull
us
up
a
a
listing.
Mahara listing.
Yeah.
Mahar and Associates, by the way, one of the best real estate companies in Tampa. Senia usually does all of our stats, and I know that she was going to come in today and tell you guys are like freaking McDonald's. You had like 1 billion served. You guys have over, I think it was like 220 million sold
I think.
already for half the way through the year. So, I mean, that seriously is on track to be over almost $500 million, more than $500 million. But Mahar and Associates is great. And, of course, therealdealtampa.com is a great website. But when we get back, we are going to break it down. Rosa's going to pull up a house. We're going to talk very specifically for you. We're going to pull up a house. We're going to talk about the price. We're going to talk about how she can get the seller covered closing cost, how that works for you as a buyer. We're going to talk more specifically about your down payment, your cash to close, and your payment. I think that we've never done this on this show.
This is great.
This is going to be awesome. So if you guys want to hear that, stay tuned. But for the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you, Google is freaking lying. I'm sorry. They're advertising retail rates, Rosa.
Yeah, we don't
Why?
like that. No,
No.
I don't know. We should ask Google.
Thank you. We should, because guys, if you were being told the truth and you knew the rates were in the 5s, wouldn't you be out there shopping right now?
Yes.
Yes, I would be. My wife tries to get me to buy a house like every week, and I would be buying them, honey, if the rates were low, but they're not. They are. They really are. Google's lying to me. We'll be back in the Business Happy Hour in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, Google. I hate Google. Facebook and Instagram. Stay tuned. As soon as Jason's ready, we're coming right back on the air here on the Business Happy Hour.
Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, president of Lincoln Lending Group and 813 Mortgage for 20 years right here in Tampa Bay. Joined by his incredible co-hosts, Roza Vahidi and Senia Akishina, top producing real estate agents with Mahara and Associates. These three bring nearly 5 decades of experience in the local real estate market. If you're looking for real estate or business advice, no matter what your experience level, the Business Happy Hour team has been there for you for almost a decade right here on News Radio WFLA. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious real estate and business talk with 3 of Tampa Bay's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank.
Hey, Frank the Bank here, Lincoln Lending Group, 813mortgage.com, or you can go to contactfrankthebank.com anytime. Don't forget, if you're interested in a reverse mortgage, you will not lose your home. I will guarantee it. I will put that in writing. You're not going to lose your home for not making your mortgage payment or for one of your spouses or something passing away. If you decide to not pay your real estate taxes, that has nothing to do with your mortgage. Your local tax authority will probably foreclose on your ass. So that is probably what's going to happen. But you will not do it because of the mortgage. And guys, we're about to do some serious real estate math here. So get ready. If you're driving, don't drive off the side of the road. Pull over and listen to this. Or if you have to walk into work or it's not safe to listen right now, we turn this into a podcast.
On iHeartMedia.
Thank you, Roza. Roza Vahidi from Mahar and Associates. It turns into a podcast on iHeartMedia. Just go there and go to the podcast section and type in
The Business Happy Hour.
So easy. The Business Happy Hour. We finish our own sentences.
And then you can also find us on Instagram. Roza Loves Florida, Roza Loves Florida. And then Frank's is Frank the Bank Cotto.
You got it.
On Instagram. Okay.
Yes, Frank the Bank Cotto. That's all. And Roza loves
Florida.
Because Roza does love Florida.
I do.
And she's going to help you buy your first house or another house. By the way, James Dowler, thank you for chiming in, friend of the show for years and years. He says that I look bright on both platforms.
Perfect.
So it's me stressing over my own phone. It's like I'm calling all Instagram experts.
We need an Instagram expert.
Yes, we need it. Please come in.
Please reach out to us.
Yeah, we will help you out and promote your business. If you want to come in and do a little work with us and get us, I don't know, what are they, liking, shares, follows? What do we do?
All the follows, all the shares.
That's what we like. So if you do it, guys, share us out right now if you're checking us out. And thank you for watching, by the way. Mom, I see you watching. Thanks, Mom. She's my number one fan. Mom, what do you think about the fact that Google is lying to you about the interest rates? Like literally, they're telling you they're 7% and they're in the 5s. All right. Here's what Rosa and I want you consumers to hear. We're going to tell you the math. We're going to pick out a house. Rosa's going to tell me. We're going to do some real life math. I'm going to pull out my mortgage calculator, which means my Facebook Live is going to disappear for a minute. But we're going to literally type it in, and we're going to tell you how much you need to close. We're going to tell you payment. We're going to tell you some options on that house. But we want you to hear one thing. This is the best time to buy.
Yes.
We are telling you the rates are low. We are telling you have an opportunity. The Fed just came out, was it a week ago? Something like that. And they said they're going to lower rates. Basically said it's happening.
Okay.
Right? They said one more little nugget of data, and we're dropping them.
Yeah.
Don't wait till it happens. When it does, everybody and their mothers is going to be getting in line.
And we are feeling it a little bit. Like
Are you?
multiple offer situations are starting here and there in different areas, I'm noticing.
Yes. So it is changing. And guys, there's a moment of opportunity.
Yes.
And I think we're in it.
Yes.
All right. So let's do it. Did you pick out a house?
I did.
All right.
I'm showing this house today, so I'm not going to disclose the address.
Okay.
But it is in Pinellas County, so it is listed for $440,000.
Okay, 440.
So what is the least amount to put down to get into this house?
Well, that's a great question. So if we'll start with money out of pocket. If you're a veteran, it's zero, right?
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are gonna say, well, wait a minute, that's just down payment, right? You've got closing cost still.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have money for the appraisal, and I assume, would you recommend a home inspection?
Home inspection, of course.
Right. What are those running these days?
Well, I just got quoted on one for a quadplex,
Okay.
and it's $1,450. However, we are doing everything: the
Yeah.
plumbing scope, the 4-point, the home inspection, the roof inspection.
Oh wow.
So,
How
and
about
it's
just a regular
over
4-point?
3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a regular home or smaller, let's say 3-bedroom, 2-bath, it would probably be around $500, maybe $750 max.
If you go to get the real big one. So
termite and everything. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll use 500 easy math because your appraisal these days is running about 600.
Okay.
So no matter what, guys, jot down, you're going to need $1,100. All right. No matter what Rosa and I tell you about down payment and closing costs, we know you're going to need $1,100 because you're going to need to pay for an appraisal and a home inspection. Now, good news is you can put those on credit card,
Mm-hmm.
right? So those technically you don't need the cash for.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rosa, how about down payment? I wrote down 440 price. How about not down payment? What do we call it? Earnest money?
Earnest money deposit or escrow.
What is that? Explain to that.
So that is showing good faith, and I explain it like as if you were leasing a home, let's say, and you give them a security deposit, you're going to get it back at the end because you're showing good faith. You kept it in good condition. For this situation, when you're purchasing, you're going to put down, we recommend 1% of the purchase price, and it will be held safely in an account with the closing company of choice. And then at the end, it's a credit and it's part of your cash to close. So it'll go towards either your closing costs or your down payment.
Okay. So that was a great explanation. So how much do they need, do you think?
So then for this situation, for $440,000, it would be $4,400 is what I would recommend.
So you're recommending 1% of the purchase price in escrow. So guys, follow us on this. All right. We're gonna take this slow so everybody understands. So you've got the $1,100 you could put on credit card, right?
Mm-hmm.
The $4,400 you need actual money for, right, Rosa?
Yes, you're going to need that within 3 days of getting a contract accepted.
Okay, so that's another great question for people, especially first-time home buyers. They're saying, well, wait a minute. When do I need this money, Rosa? And so they can go out and look with you. They can find the right house. They can do everything. You're going to negotiate the contract before they come out of pocket.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
they know what they're paying for it. The mortgage company hopefully has done their job and told them what their payment's going to be and their amount to cash to close. But then you've got 3 days
Mm-hmm.
to send that money to the title company.
And that's another good point, actually. When you are preparing to purchase a home, I highly recommend that you talk with your preferred realtor, but also your preferred lender, and you get loan estimates and loan scenarios, because those numbers, people just assume things, but when you see it on paper, it's better and you understand it better.
100%. And this is likely the biggest transaction of your life. I mean, guys, I've owned a mortgage company for 20 plus years, and I still have not made a transaction bigger than the transactions I've made through the mortgages that I've gotten. So, I mean, how often are you going to go, come out of pocket $600,000 and for something else?
When you're buying your next sports car?
I'll try not to.
I'm just kidding.
I like the way she thinks, though. You hear that, honey? If you're watching right now, Daddy needs a new Lambo. Well, I got to have a Lambo before I get a new Lambo, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Okay, so we've broken down some cash they need. It's very important for you to know that $4,400 does get credited towards your bottom line cash to close. So what do you think we should go and do next, Rosa? Payment, closing cost? What do you think?
So then I think it's important to know so we have our down payment amount. So you said VA is 0.
That's right. Thank you. Yep.
You don't need, but you can put money down with a VA loan.
That's where we started. Yep.
And then an FHA loan would be 3.5%, or is it
nailed
3?
You nailed it. 3.5%.
3.5%.
So we'll do a little math here. Sorry, Facebook. I'm gonna have to use my phone to do this. So let's see, 440,000 times 3.5% is $15,400. Okay, so you need 15,400 if you're going FHA. That's just for your down payment, and then you've got the closing cost. All right, let me write this down. This is FHA. Now, Rosa, they've already given $4,400. So let's just assume the seller covers all the closing costs and they only need the 15,400. That actually means they're only bringing 11,000 to closing.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
15,400 is your 3.5% down minus your 4,400 equals 11K to close. Now, in order for that to happen, right now we're focused on FHA because if this was VA, they wouldn't have the down payment.
Mm-hmm.
So then we'd just be talking closing cost. Let's get into that because you as a realtor can do some magic when it comes to negotiating closing costs. Can you explain how that would work?
Yeah, so I would first go to the lender, my client's lender, my preferred lender, which is Frank the Bank, of course. And I'm going to say, hey, Frank and team, how much does this person need for their closing cost? What is the maximum percentage that I can request? So it varies, right, on different loan types.
Yeah.
So
great.
what is the max?
So great question. So VA is 4%.
Towards closing costs?
Towards closing costs. FHA is 6%.
Okay. And also it can go towards closing costs and or your prepaids. And prepaids are just insurance and tax prorations up front.
Yes.
And that's
Homeowners insurance, taxes, things like that. Exactly. Here, I'll do some math real quick. Let's go back to VA for a second. Right now we're playing VA and FHA games, right?
Yeah.
So if you got the maximum from the seller, if Rosa negotiated 4% based on the purchase price of $440,000, that means Rosa would be getting the seller to cover $17,600 of closing costs at 4% of the purchase price. Well, guys, you're probably not going to have $17,600 of closing costs with Lincoln Lending Group unless you're paying points. And then people would say, well, Frank, why would I pay points? And I would tell you right now, I would recommend that you don't pay points. Why? Why do you think I've been telling them not to pay points, Rosa? Well,
the rates aren't bad right now.
Right.
So, I mean, to lock something in and then they can refinance as needed and not pay the points now.
Oh, my God. See, guys, we don't even set this up. We are just having a friendly conversation, and Rosa freaking nailed it. It's absolutely true. It's that if you are not paying points now, you're saving that money because we are assuming the rates are going to drop lower than they are right now. And if that's the case, you want to pay the points down the road, not now. Because if you go and pay $8,000, 2 points, and then you go to refinance next year, if the rates drop into the 4s, you just threw away the $8,000 completely.
Well, thank you for being honest with us.
I'm very honest. So I don't want to charge you guys points because I truly don't think it makes sense to pay points right now. Now, a little bit maybe because nobody has a crystal ball. So you don't know, could things go up? Maybe they could. Anyway, we're going to take a break here in 30 seconds. When we get back from the break, it's our last segment. We're going to get more granular on these numbers. On this $440,000 house, we're going to tell you what do you need cash to close, and we're going to give you a payment so you know what to afford. And hopefully this helps you in your home buying process so you can go to
TheRealDealTampa.com.
That's right. Or contact FrankTheBank.com. And don't forget, we will chat about reverse mortgages for 2 minutes at the very, very end as well for all of you over 62 who want to learn the truth about how you can save yourself from inflation. Stay tuned to the Business Happy Hour.
Now we're back with some serious real estate and business talk with 3 of Tampa Bay's top experts. Your host of the Business Happy Hour, Frank the Bank Cotto, Rosa Vahidi, and Senia Akishna.
Hey, Tampa Bay. Welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. We are having Facebook and Instagram fun over here with me and Rosa Vahidi from Mihara and Associates. You can go to therealdealtampa.com to find out any information about the houses that Rosa has listed. The one we're talking about today for $440,000, she knows the address, but she's not going to tell you.
I'm not going to tell you unless my clients choose not to make an offer. I like to play fair and be honest. So
I think that's awesome of you.
Yeah,
so you have
I
some
protect
clients.
them, and so yeah, I'm going to show them this home at 5:30, and It needs some work, but they are willing to put in the sweat equity, and they want the 4 bedrooms, and they want to be in Pinellas County. So this is it.
Then this definitely could be their house.
Yeah.
There's no question. So you do want to check out Rosa at therealdealtampa.com. And she does have a partner. It's Senia Akishina, but she's out. Where's she? In L.A. right now?
L.A. I think she's flying in tonight or today.
Oh,
so she'll
man.
be back for
You
next
got to
week.
remind me when we get off. I need to send her a few text messages. I forgot to do that. I did give her the one restaurant.
I was going to say, Frank, she's at the end of her vacation.
Oh, the end. Oh, I thought she's at the beginning. Oh, dang it. Well, I
Oopsies.
hope you listen to my one recommendation, Frank and Musso's Steakhouse in downtown L.A. Yummy,
Yes.
yummy. Oh, Lord. All right. So, Rosa, we were, you had this $440,000 listing that maybe next week they'll know the address, or maybe they'll go to realdealtampa.com and reach out to you to be like, did that person buy it?
Yeah.
Because I like these numbers.
Yes.
So if you're a veteran, you're getting into the house for no down payment. You still are going to need $4,400 plus your appraisal and your inspection.
Inspections.
So you need what, about $6,000?
Yes.
Okay, it's kind of what we're thinking. $6,000 is what you're going to need if you're a veteran. If you're not a veteran, you're going FHA and you're not using any type of down payment assistance programs, then you are going to need, what did we say, $15,400 for 3.5% down. Now, Rosa, you can get the seller to cover the closing costs. And you were just asking me what are the percentages.
Mm-hmm.
VA is 4%. That's $17,600. FHA is 6%. Dude, that's like crazy money.
6 whole percent.
That's nuts.
that the seller can help you.
6%
with your
of-
closing costs.
That's like almost $30,000.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're not going to have $30,000 in closing costs. But they're like, well, Frank, what are the closing costs? Well, let me make it real quick. We already did the appraisal and the inspection. You're going to have usually like an underwriting or processing fee. Just go figure $1,000. Okay. Then you're going to have state and local taxes, which come out to about 0.5% of whatever you're borrowing. Let's say $400,000. You're going to have another $2,000 there. So now we're at 3. Are you writing this down?
No.
So now, I wasn't either. I'm going to write this down
Here.
now. 1,000, 2,000. That's your state and local. Then you got title work. The title company charges money. Seller pays some. You pay some. Let's go figure about $1,500 for title work.
Okay.
Then maybe a couple of endorsements. Maybe a survey. Let's throw another $500 on there for some miscellaneous things. Now, this is before you're paying any points or anything like that, any brokerage fees or lender fees, which we don't charge at Lincoln Lending Group unless you want to pay them. But we are up to 45. We're up to $5,000 in closing costs.
And closing costs.
Taxes and insurance.
Yes.
Homeowners insurance. What do you think that they are right now? We're about paying about $4,000 a year for that? What'd you guess?
I would say less than that.
Less? 3,500?
Yeah, 3,500.
Okay, let's go 35. I like that number. We'll go 3,600. And we'll know why in just a minute. We'll go 3,600. So now we're up to $8,600. And then you got to have reserves for taxes and insurance. What that means is we're putting 2 to 3 months of taxes and 2 to 3 months of insurance in an escrow account. It is your money. It is sitting there for you to use. Not for you to use. The lender will pay your down payment. Not your down payment. I'm losing my mind. Your closing, your taxes.
Your taxes and
can you
your
just say this for me,
insurance.
for Pete's sake?
So the money is held safely in the escrow account, and this is separate. This is not the escrow account that I just mentioned, that your earnest money deposit will be held. So this is a separate escrow account with your lender, and they hold the money in reserves for you because they want to make sure that everything is paid for at the end of the year. So they want to pay your taxes. Well, they will pay your taxes,
Yes.
and then they will pay your insurance as well, homeowners insurance. And then if they're short or they have overage, then they'll let you know.
So, okay, really, you're hired. But anyway, so they're holding the money and they're making the payment for you, the tax and insurance. So what they're actually doing is collecting 1/12 of the taxes and 1/12 of the insurance, because there's 12 months in the year, and they're collecting it so that it's in the account. The reason we collect a couple months reserves is because if your taxes go up or your insurance goes up, we got to make sure there's enough money in the account to pay them so you're not delinquent, right? So if it was 3,600, 2 months reserves would have been 300 per month. If we go that's another 600 for insurance reserves, and then taxes. What do you think? What are the taxes? Do you know the tax on that property?
Yeah,
She
so-
sure does.
Well, the taxes currently on this property are close to $5,000. However, I know that the rate will go up, or the assessed value of the property, but we can just go off the $5,000.
Let's go to 6.
You want to say 6?
Yeah, easy math. I'll show
Okay.
you why. So we're going to go to 6. Now, we're only going to collect a couple months reserves, and the seller's going to give you a credit because they've lived in the house when you haven't lived in it, right? That's a little complicated for the radio, but we're just going to add another 500 times 2, because that's the monthly on 6,000. 500 times 2 is another 1,000 for the tax reserves. So now we are up to 46, 56, 66, 76, 86, 96. We're at $10,200 for closing costs. So, ladies and prepaids. You nailed it, Rosa. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to need about $10,000 on top of your $4,400, on top of your $1,100, because that's your inspections, the others for your deposit. You are going to need, now, actually, you don't need that $4,400. Great point, Frank. Now I'm saying this out loud. You're going to need it up front, but by the time of closing, you're going to need to cover the additional $10,200.
The difference, because remember that escrow from the beginning is going to be towards your cash to close.
That's right. So in reality, you're only going to need, let's say, just easy math, $5,000.
Yeah.
$5,000 is what you're going to need, plus your inspection and appraisal. So about $6,000 gets you into this house with no, what is it? With no
money down, because that was the VA.
That was the VA. No money down. And now if you go FHA, you could use down payment assistance. You could use Hometown Heroes. By the way, that gives you up to $35,000 or 5% of the purchase price. We know that these programs cover way more in closing costs. They allow more than you need, especially if you're working with Lincoln Lending Group and Roza.
Mm-hmm.
So this is FHA and VA. If you're going conventional, make it real easy, guys. It's 3% down if you're going conventional. So it's slightly less down. But why would somebody go conventional over FHA or VA? Never should you not go VA if you're a veteran, number one. If you are a regular conventional buyer, you can choose FHA or conventional based on your credit score. If your credit score is a little lower, you're going to get a better rate going FHA than if you're conventional. If you got great credit, 3% down conventional is going to get you a great rate with no mortgage insurance either. Rosa, we just blew the whole show is over. We got 20 seconds
Okay,
left.
Really quick.
Go.
Then what is the monthly mortgage payment?
Oh my God,
the most important part.
Oh my God, we didn't give out the payment. Oh, okay, quick.
Okay.
We're gonna
what do
do
we
this.
need?
I've got to hurry and get it out before this is over. It is
so $440,000.
Oh, of course, they're doing an ad now. Get the ad off. Oh no, here it goes. All right, we're just gonna do it on $430,000 because they put a down payment down. 30-year term. We're going to do this at 5.75, and the payment is going to be $2,509 plus taxes and insurance. You're going to be around $3,000, $3,300 a month at most for this house.
For a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house.
That's it. We'll see you guys next week. Gosh dang it. Instagram, you guys got to hear it all. Rosa, how...